to summarize the issue in equity, I'd just like to say that when we talk about equity in assessment, it's to give each student his or her best possible means to show what has been learned. It's not to dictate one type for all the reasons that I gave earlier. Okay? And so when we do that, it also means that we are to have equity is to make sure that it is not our test that is stopping the students from showing us what they know. It's not our assessment that is stopping our students from giving us the evidence that we need to see that they mastered the skills and that they understood the concepts. Okay? All right. Let's now talk about the biggest headache of teachers. My students cheat in assessments. Okay? I'm not sure who answered the test. When we talk about academic integrity, what are we referring to? We're referring to the honesty of students, okay, as they took the test, that they only relied on their own capacity. Okay? We're also talking about trust. Trust from the teacher to the student that I know you did not cheat, but it's also two-way. Trust of the student in the teacher that, hey, you taught me well, or that you will teach me well, and you will be fair in grading this assessment, so I don't have to cheat. Okay? It talks about respect, diba? That we give each other benefit of the doubt. It talks about responsibility. Responsibility on the part of the teacher, that the teacher will draft a good test, a valid test, and will check it accurately with no biases or with as little bias as possible. It talks about responsibility in the students, that they will prepare for it and that they will make themselves ready for it so that they can do a good job during the assessment. It talks about courage in the students, that they are brave enough to admit what they do not know and what they cannot do yet at that point during the assessment. And so we ask, why do students cheat? There's this early study, okay, in an interview of many, I think 800 students, okay, but these actually were for college students. But when I was reading it, it's almost the same reasons. When I was a high school principal, I had a closed door meeting with student leaders. And I told them, okay, forget I'm principal. I just want to listen to you, and anything you say will not be taken against you. And I asked this question, the same question. Why do you cheat? Why do your classmates cheat? And it's almost the same answers. So first, the perps, okay, the cheaters feel it's a victimless crime. I'm not hurting anybody. Diba? I'm not hurting anybody. It's okay. It's not like I killed someone. Diba? It's not like the person I cheated from lost anything. Diba? Wala. So, nagmamalinis. Second, they feel na it's okay if they're not caught. And it already has its own language. Meaning to say, sometimes it's as if it's not cheating because why? When people talk about it this way, oh, everybody does it, parang you're weird nga if you don't do it eh. Di ba? Or, ay, normal na yan ngayon. Di ba? It's a sign of the times. All millennials do it. So parang it becomes a descriptor pa of a particular generation. No? So, that rationalizes it. Now, yung iba naman, they use this excuse. Eh, hindi marunong magturo yung teacher ko eh. No? Kasalanan nila. Or mahina, for example lang, they can't fault me. Mahina internet namin eh. So, I missed 50% of the synchronous class. Tapos walang handout. And I'm pushed to a corner. I have to cheat. I have to pass this. Wala na kaming pera para ulitin pa to. O pag ma-retain ako, di ba? Pag pa-repeat sa akin, where will my parents get the money? Babayad kami 1 more year of tuition fee? And a lot of other reasons to cheat. And when you hear those, they seem to make sense, right? And it is that rationalizing that these smart alecky students use to cheat. Let's dive into this a little bit more. Caveat ha, baka sabihin nyo nag-cheating ako. This came from the internet and I will share with you all the resources at the end. Okay, and it's also in the handouts. And if you want to read up on them some more, go ahead, please. Okay, I just agree with them. And from the many things that I've read, ito yung mga pinili ko. There are, sabi nitong study na to, when students cheat, they have 3 big questions in mind. The first one is, bakit ba ako nag-cheat? No? Or, I will have to cheat because. And these are those. Fear of failure, parents' pressure to succeed, di ba? O ito, sikat ito, irrelevance of the subject, lalo na yung mga nagtuturo ng third language, no? Kami sa school, di ba, I work in Xavier, meron kaming Chinese, maraming nangyayaring cheating kasi feeling nila I don't need it. Yung mga nagtuturo dyan ng Spanish, o di ba, recently yung DepEd nag-require ng third language, di ba? So, for those who don't see the relevance of it, isa yan sa mga reason, hindi ko naman ito kailangan eh. Di ba? So, basta kailangan ko lang ipasa. Okay. Or low moral development, meaning, pangit yung values formation sa bahay. Okay? Or sa school. And then, aside from the reason for the cheating, students also ask, will I get away with it? Kaya ko ba? Can I do this? And if they sense that there are multiple opportunities, okay, nandyan yung pagkokopyahan. Or, ay nako, itong teacher na to na nagpo-proctor sa amin ngayon, hindi niya, pinapalampas niya yan. So, when the teaching staff, when the proctors ignore unethical behavior, it contributes to the cheating. What's the third question? What are the costs? Diba? Matatalino itong mga batang to eh. Pag nahuli ako, anong mangyayari sa akin? And what kind of answer contributes to the cheating? If your school does not have or has very light sanctions for cheating. Or wala kayong due process. Or, yun nga, hindi siya big deal sa school. Mapapalampasin. And when the answers all come together, yan, ang lakas na ng loob nilang mag-cheat. And so, as schools, as teachers, what do we do to combat those? We put in place proactive measures and we educate our students. And also, we partner them with policing and punishment measures. Okay? However, even as I say this saying is really not a happy saying for us, di ba? If there's a will, there's a way. Kahit ano pa ang gawin natin, pag-iisipan nila how to go about it, kayang-kaya. So, as I present my succeeding slides, I know that at the back of your mind, iisipin nyo, you're listening with a grain of salt, thinking na, well, even if we do that, gagawin pa rin nila. And yes, I'm the first to agree with you. Gagawin at gagawin. But just because gagawin at gagawin, does it mean we won't do anything? Hindi rin, di ba? Tayo, if there's a will then, there's a way then. we will continue trying our best.